Hey guys, it's Mrs. Willoughby again. Glad you came back for another video lesson. We only have a couple more weeks and then it's technically summertime, so then you won't have to watch these videos anymore unless you really just miss me a lot. Today we're going to get into reading some fables. And then we're going to look at the central message of them and find some text evidence. So first of all, we need to know what fables are. And fables are short stories that usually have animals as the main characters, so they are fictional stories. And then there's usually some sort of lesson or moral of the story that we can learn from. The author wants us to be able to learn something from it or take something away from the short story that we have. So we have a couple of different ones that we're going to listen to today. And I'll have you pause throughout so that you can kind of practice looking at and deciding what the moral of the story is and finding your text evidence. And hopefully you'll learn something new today. They might be fables that you've heard of before, and that's fine. Or they might be ones you haven't heard of either, which is fine too. So let's get started looking at our fables. Our learning target for today is I can determine the central message, lesson, or moral of the story. And I can explain how the message, lesson, or moral is shown throughout the fable. And that's going to be that kind of trickier part or that important part. A lot of times we're able to answer the questions or find the central message or whatever it's asking, but finding that evidence of how do we know, not just saying, well, I just think so. That's something that we've worked on all year long with lots of different things that we've done in reading. And so we'll continue that of finding that strong text evidence to support your thinking throughout our reading today. So our first fable we're going to read is The Lion and the Mouse. This one is probably one that you might have heard before or heard a version of it before. And so I'm going to model kind of my thinking of what this process looks like and how you might think through it as well. And then we'll do the next one together. So you can just sit back and listen to this one. If you need to listen to it more than once, then you can always go back and listen, or if you want to pause it and just read it yourself, that's fine too. So, The Lion and the Mouse. A lion lay asleep in the forest, his great head resting on his paws. A timid, or shy, little mouse came upon him unexpectedly, and in her fright and haste to get away, ran across the lion's nose. Roused from his nap, the lion laid his huge paw angrily on the tiny creature to kill her. "Spare me," begged the poor mouse. "Please let me go, and some day I will surely repay you." The lion was much amused, that means he thought it was kind of funny, that a mouse could ever help him. But he was generous and finally let the mouse go. Some days later, while stalking his prey in the forest, the lion was caught in the toils of a hunter's net. Unable to free himself, he filled the forest with his angry roaring. The mouse knew the voice and quickly found the lion struggling in the net. Running to one of the great ropes that bound him, she gnawed it until it parted, and soon the lion was free. So the mouse chewed the rope so that the lion could get out. "You laughed when I said I would repay you," said the mouse. "Now you see that even a mouse can help a lion." So after that fable, reading that fable, I'm going to first think about, what was that mostly about? I'm going to kind of think of a summary of that first, just a brief statement that can tell what it was mostly about. And if I think about that one, I'm going to say that just a quick version of it is the story was about the lion and mouse showing kindness to one another. That's a quick, easy way to describe what happened. So now, keeping that in mind, that was kind of the big thing that happened in the story, I want to know what lesson the author is trying to teach us. What can I take away from this that I can apply to my own life? So I'm going to look at some text evidence here of some things that happened, and I'm going to kind of determine what that might be that the lesson could be from that. So looking at our fable again, a couple of things stand out to me. I'm looking at, there's an underlined piece right here that says he was generous and finally let the mouse go. And that's talking about the lion deciding, I'm not going to kill the mouse. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to be generous or kind, right? Another piece of evidence that kind of sticks out that might tell me what I might learn. The mouse knew the voice and quickly found the lion struggling in the net. So to me, that mouse could have just kept on going and would really never have to see the lion again. But instead, since the mouse recognized the lion's voice and knew that the lion had spared her life and didn't kill her before when he could have, she held up her end of the bargain and went back to try and find the lion that was struggling. And then the last piece that kind of sticks out to me is it says, "You laughed when I said I would repay you," said the mouse. "Now you see that even a mouse can help a lion." So looking at those little pieces of the story that kind of stick out to me, I'm going to think about what lesson can I learn from that then? And I think putting those pieces together of the lion kind of being nice to the mouse and letting it go, and then the mouse making sure that even though they probably could have just gotten away and let the lion get caught, came back and showed kindness as well. I think a lesson that you can learn is kindness is never wasted, or another way to say that is it's always good to be kind. No matter how big or how small you are, you can be helpful or kind to others, and that's something that I can think about in my life. So let's look at another example of a fable and see if we can kind of talk through this together. So the next one is The Fox and the Goat. And this is another Aesop fable. So maybe you heard of it before. Maybe it's new to you, but let's listen. The Fox and the Goat. A fox fell into a well, and though it was not very deep, he found that he could not get out again. After he had been in the well a long time, a thirsty goat came by. The goat thought the fox had gone down to drink, and so he asked if the water was good. "The finest in the whole country," said the crafty fox. "Jump in and try it. There is more than enough for both of us." The thirsty goat immediately jumped in and began to drink. The fox just as quickly jumped on the goat's back and leaped from the tip of the goat's horn out of the well. The foolish goat now saw what a plight he had gotten into. That just means he's kind of thinking, oh shoot, I'm in trouble now. And begged the fox to help him out. But the fox was already on his way to the woods. "If you had as much sense as you have beard, old fellow," he said as he ran, "you would have been more cautious about finding a way to get out again before you jumped in." So if you need to pause and reread it again or re-listen to it again, that's fine. But we're going to be thinking about first, what could we say that this fable was mostly about? What happened in the fable? It's a short story, so it can be a short reply of what was it mostly about. Think about that, and when you're ready, you can press play. What was this fable mostly about? Well, if I'm thinking about it, I'd say that a quick summary you could give is it was about the fox tricking the goat into helping him out of the well and leaving the goat to get out himself. So it wasn't going to help the goat out. He kind of tricked him in so he could use them and then left. So we're going to think about then, if that's what it's about, what lesson can I learn from this so that it doesn't happen to me, or that I can take that into my own life? So let's look at the fable again. And if you need to go back and listen to it again, that's fine. You can pause and do that. But I'm going to point out a couple of different pieces of the fable that stick out to me that you can look at. So this part here says there's more than enough for both of us the fox said as he was in there. He was trying to kind of trick him. And the thirsty goat jumped in and began to drink immediately. So he didn't really think about it right away. So if I'm thinking about the fox is kind of tricky, the goat jumped in, what can we learn from this, or what lesson can we take away from this? And I'd say something that you could learn from that is think before you leap. And really, sometimes fables are pretty good about giving you the moral kind of at the end. That last part says, if you had as much sense as you have beard, old fellow, you would have been more cautious finding a way to get out again before you jumped in. Kind of sums it up for us, the lesson that we can learn from that. If you're going to do something, you need to really think about it before you jump into it or do it, to make sure that you can actually do it or that you're not going to get into trouble. So think before you leap could be a good lesson. Now, you might have taken another lesson, or there might be a different way that you could say that, and that's okay. We don't have to have exactly the same thing, but we want to have, you'll probably have something pretty similar. All right, so here's one more that we'll do together, the boys and the frogs. And this is another short one, but let's walk through one more time. The boys and the frogs. Some boys were playing one day at the edge of the pond in which lived a family of frogs. The boys amused themselves by throwing stones into the pond so as to make them skip on top of the water. The stones were flying thick and fast, and the boys were enjoying themselves very much. But the poor frogs in the pond were trembling with fear. At last, one of the frogs, the oldest and bravest, put his head out of the water and said, "Oh, please, dear children, stop your cruel play. Though it may be fun for you, it means death to us." So again, pause if you need to, or go back and reread. But I want you to think about, what is the fable mostly about? What happened in the fable? When you're ready, you can press play and we'll talk through it. So when I think about what the fable is mostly about, I would say that the boys are playing and having fun, but they aren't really thinking of anyone or anything else. The frogs are not enjoying it. They're putting them in danger, actually. So now that I know it's really about the boys playing and having fun, but not really thinking about anyone or anything else, I'm going to think about, what evidence do I have from the story that kind of shows that, and that also tells me a lesson that I can learn. So it says here, the boys were kind of amusing themselves, meaning they were having fun with themselves. Another piece of evidence would be that the boys were enjoying themselves, but the poor frogs in the pond were trembling with fear. So the frogs really didn't like that. And at the very end again, they give us a really big clue. Though it may be fun for you, it means death to us. So if I'm thinking about those different pieces that kind of show me as some evidence, what might you say the moral or lesson of the story is? So I would say that you need to think about how your fun could cause others unhappiness. Sometimes we do things that are fun and not really thinking about others. And so that could be something that we could take from it. Another way would just be saying, like, think about others before yourself too, instead of always, or don't be selfish. So again, there's multiple ways you could say that. So I have one more in here, and this is one that you're going to do kind of as a challenge on your own. I'll read it for you, but I want you to try and figure out the moral or lesson of the story. And when you do, you can either message me through Google Classroom, you can email me or have your parents email me, but I want you to save it and send me what you think the moral or lesson of the story might be. So here it is. The dog and his reflection. A dog to whom the butcher had thrown a bone was hurrying home with his prize as fast as he could go. As he crossed a narrow footbridge, he happened to look down and saw himself reflected in a quiet water as if in a mirror. But the greedy dog thought he saw a real dog carrying a bone much bigger than his own. If he had stopped to think, he would have known better. But instead of thinking, he dropped his bone and sprang at the dog in the river, only to find himself swimming for dear life to reach the shore. At last he managed to scramble out, and as he stood sadly thinking about the good bone he had lost, he realized what a stupid dog he had been. So, once you figure out what the moral or lesson of the story is, send me what you think it is, and we'll see if you're right. I hope you're safe, I hope you're happy, and I hope to talk to you soon.